The iPhone XS Max is still one of the best iPhones, standing on the #1 position from Apple, and we have already unboxed this flagship smartphone in our last video with its cool hands-on impressions. Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the Enoylity Tech. It's Milind over here, and here is the complete review of this latest iPhone XS Max. Before moving ahead, taking a look at our sponsors. The Ridge Wallet is a minimal front pocket wallet that is designed to let you ditch your bulky wallet. It is slim with RFID blocking and lifetime guaranteed. It is the last wallet you will ever buy. It comes in gorgeous titanium, lightweight carbon fiber, polycarbonate, and over a dozens of different styles and colors. The Ridge also provides some amazing weatherproof duffel bags which also supports power banks. Visit richwallet.com/Enoylity and use the promo code Enoylity to get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping at the link in the video description. So getting back to the video, there are many amazing things that makes this latest iPhone XS Max better as compared to that of its predecessor, the iPhone X. Starting with the display, this phone has an amazing 6.5 inches of OLED display, which is a bit better as compared to that of the Super AMOLED displays from Samsung and others. In fact, this OLED display is itself made by Samsung specifically for Apple in their iPhone X and further devices productions. The iPhone XS Max has a cool feature to enable the True Tone display as well, which can be easily turned on or off from the settings itself, which insanely makes the display more immersive but a kind of a reduced blue light looks, which is also safe for our eyes. With this, it has a screen resolution of 2688 by 1242 pixels, which also supports several amazing new technologies like the latest HDR10 and the Dolby Vision, which is mostly the industry standards as compared to that of the latest Hollywood movies, which is of real use while watching true HDR movies on this iPhone XS Max. Though some people may have a concern with the notch of this latest iPhones from Apple, but after using this device for more than a week, I haven't even faced any single concern regarding this notch. This is in my personal opinion, as this massive 6.5 inches of screen is pretty big to avoid considering the notch. Maybe some people have faced this issue after using the iPhone X because of the smaller 5.8 inches of the screen, where the notch really makes much of a difference while watching movies or playing games. This display has also a wide color gamut, 3D touch and 120 Hz of sensing capabilities in it. Remember, the 120 Hz is actually the touch sensing rate, not to get confused with the screen refresh rate. With this latest iPhone XS Max also supports recording capabilities at 4K at the rate of 60 frames per second, and that's why it is also capable of playing 4K at 60 frames per second. Even with HDR support, it also plays the 4K HDR movies, and the Dolby Vision technology makes sure you see the true depth color with that gorgeous immersive experience while watching films and any other content. Other than this, the only problem that we face in that is the iOS YouTube application, which currently don't support the 4K video playback and is limited to 1080p as the maximum resolution only, which isn't a concern in the YouTube's Android application. So we can hope to have a positive upgrade in it as soon as possible to enable that 4K playback options as well in these devices. Other than this, in terms of the speaker and the sound quality, it's now stereo because Apple has upgraded and added one new speaker in the top-notch section, making this sound stereo. As of listening from both the speakers, it really feels a significant of big difference with a more immersive experience, as the sound is now coming from both the sides with no lacking of left and right channels. Talking about the gestures in this new iPhones, as it has a pretty massive screen with no home button, we need to consider using them only. Sliding from the top left of the screen from the notch brings down the notifications and lock screen kind of the interface, whereas sliding down from the Same top right of the screen brings down several settings options. And if you are using an application, you also see a bar at the bottom which acts as a back button to get out of that application. And in order to see the recent apps, you need to swipe up from the bottom and hold for a millisecond. You can either swipe cross from left to right or vice versa in order to toggle the screen between the apps without getting out of the application. Now, something really important that most people may have been confused about while using this iPhones for the first time, that the right side button acts as the lock button, but now it actually activates the Siri when kept on holding instead of showing the options to power off the device. So now with this latest updated UI, in order to turn off this iPhone, you need to hold the right side volume down key with the power key together in order to get the options to power off your device, which on holding for a long time also activates the emergency SOS, which is the kind of the safety feature. Talking about this iOS 12, it is a pretty good upgrade as compared to the last year's iOS 11 in my opinion. I first came across several key updates like this Siri animation has got upgraded, as earlier in the previous it was a kind of like a simple waveform which is now upgraded to a cool animation kind of look based on what we are saying to Siri, which makes a bit more perfect experience now to talk to Siri. We also have a better control center to actually manage the settings in a better way from the settings itself. With this, Siri has also got an upgrade. Now in order to activate the Siri, you can either directly hold the right side power key or can directly use its voice command by saying, "Hey Siri." Other than this, the iPhone XS, XS Max and the XR also now supports the eSIM feature, which actually makes it possible to now have a data plan without having the need of inserting any physical SIM card in it. This pretty much makes sure to easily upgrade or change our data plan provider without even manually changing a physical SIM card. Even with the introduction of this eSIM feature in the iPhones, now Apple has also added up the cellular support to its Apple Watch Series 4 as well, which unboxing and review is coming up this week. Now moving ahead up with the camera of this iPhone XS Max is the key role playing in its pricing and provides us a clear justification why this iPhone is costlier as compared to that of the other devices like Samsung and others. Taking a look at the camera of this iPhone XS Max, this device has a dual 12 megapixel camera sensor on its rear, in which one is the f1.8 26mm wide angle lens and the another is with f2.4 52mm telephoto lens, which also supports a twice x optical zoom, which are now even capable of recording 4K at 60 frames per second and even 1080p at the rate of 240 frames per second, whereas the front facing camera is having a single 7 megapixel 32mm sensor with f2.2, which also supports the HDR. They provide you a virtual reality experience in this realistic world, as these camera sensors are highly optimized for 3D mapping of the environment to provide you a perfect AR experience. Now you can really play some amazing cool games that are available in the App Store with this amazing camera. The iPhone XS Max camera also offers a portrait mode option in the camera menu, which allows you to take pictures with a precise depth of field. And now even the front-facing camera supports the same. You can also set different lighting conditions, like the stage light makes the background dark and can also take some black and white epic shots with the front-facing camera. As with the introduction of the Face ID in the last year's iPhone X, Apple has perfected the same in this year's iPhone XS series as well, which basically is faster as compared to the previous generation of the Face ID, and Apple calls it as the Face ID 2.0. These dual rear cameras at the back of this iPhone XS Max are literally amazing for some extremely intensive augmented reality applications and games. Now taking a look at some of the performance geeks and benchmarks with the battery life performance, after testing this device with the Geekbench, we got an average single core performance of around 4800 and the multi-core performance of around 11,000, which is almost double as compared to that of the other flagship devices like Samsung. The UI is highly optimized and is really buttery smooth. This also makes sure you can do multitasking very flawlessly without any concerns of handling 20s or 30s of apps running in the background, and with a completely smooth experience. With this, regarding the battery performance of the device, it has a non-removable lithium-ion battery of 3174 mAh. The real-life experience after testing this device in terms of its battery life is something like it can last a day on a single charge with moderate to high usage. Considering usage like a couple of hours of gaming, a couple of hours of music and podcast streaming, a mix of social media, email and web browsing, plus a few snaps here and there. Obviously, if you are going to push this phone with an intensive apps and games such as playing PUBG, the battery is definitely going to take more of battering, but still won't be a major drain. Whereas the charging time for this device took a bit longer because of no fast charger pre-added in the box. So it basically takes around 2 hours to reach the battery to 80%, and after reaching at 80%, the device software slows down the charging in order to maintain the battery performance by avoiding heating of the device. And it basically took almost 3.5 hours to fully charge the device to 100%. Even in terms of wireless charging, it took even a bit more to get fully charged the device. So if you are considering a bit fast charging after that 80% mark, then you will definitely need to consider buying a separate fast charging adapter, which may cost you again extra $70 from your pocket. So after using and experiencing this smartphone, in my personal opinion, this is really the best Apple iPhone ever, with some mind-boggling and amazing features, especially the 3D sensing cameras for the perfect AR experience, which is probably going to be an important part of productive workflows in future as well. And that's it. This was my overall review about this latest iPhone XS Max, the best flagship from Apple till today. I tried my best to cover up most of the things in this review, but still, if I have missed any of them, please let us know your precious thoughts in the comment section down below. We really love to have your feedback and will definitely even reply to you back as well. Once again, this was Milan from Enoylity Tech. I will catch you guys in the next episode and with a new amazing iPhone 11 update and an iPhone 11 trailer as well. For now, peace out.